How you doing, guys? Can you all hear me okay? Setting this camera up properly. Can you all hear me okay? Davros Alex. Ah, dear. So who we got in the chat? We got Dainster, Colin, Matthew, Retro Arcade 1979, Colin, Matthew. How you all doing? I've got the computer set up tonight so I can see the chat here, hopefully. I'm all new to this technology. So I'll just see if it works for me, because normally I look at the chat on my phone, which is a nightmare because I end up doing this because I've got bifocal glasses on. So hopefully I can read it off here. Exterminate! Exterminate! Where is the doctor? Bring the doctor to me, or you will all be exterminated! That is my Dalek Davros impression I've been doing since school. I was a massive Doctor Who fan. We used to have a Dalek in the nursery, right? A full-size BBC Dalek in the nursery. And they used to let kids get in the Dalek. And of course, the actual mechanism that you spoke into that sort of turned your voice into the Dalek didn't work. So we had to kind of make up our own Dalek impressions, which I did at the age of, I don't know, what was it, 4 or 5? And it's always been a party trick of mine. And when I'm really pissed, I remember like Twickenham, when rugby's on, when England are playing at Twickenham rugby, you go down the local pubs and it'd be ram-packed and I'll be in there drinking, getting absolutely wasted. Then I'd go into the toilet and all the guys, they're all lined up having a piss, and suddenly I'd just do this outburst of Davros and everyone would be like, what the fuck? They'd be pissing about on the floor and then sort of asking me to do it again and again. I had to stop after a while because I could feel my glands kind of flaring up quite a bit. I don't know if it was any good to me, yeah, it's a funny little party trick. It's my only impression I do. I don't think it's a bad one, but it's a bit of an odd one to do, isn't it? Anyway, how are you all, guys? I have to apologise for the last stream I did. Was it a couple of weeks ago? I accidentally deleted it. I don't know what was happening. There was some glitch with YouTube, and it was showing that I'd uploaded 2 of the same video. So I deleted one, and it ended up deleting both of them. So I do apologise for those who didn't get a chance to see that stream. It didn't end up going. I've got my son in the house, Josh. How you doing, Josh? Adrian Parser. How you doing, Adrian? I've got some really cool stuff to show you later, guys. I'm going to do a pickup, an unboxing of this. Now, it's not just one pickup. There's loads. It's about 30 items in here. We're going to be opening this up. Some really cool arcade shizzle. You can probably guess what it is by this cylinder. But it's going to bring back a lot of memories opening this for all of us, hopefully. Who else we've got? Darren. Darren, how you doing? Josh, love you, Dad. I love you too, son. Thanks for tuning in. Retro Ed. Addy Sneaker Freak, how you doing? So it's, yeah, and Dainster as well. Good evening, guys. So what's been happening here for me recently? It's been quite a difficult month or 2 for me, actually. My dad is not very well. I've been kind of caring for him the last month, and I've got to go back there this week. He's not too good at all, so I'm a bit all over the place with videos and whatnot, but I do enjoy coming down here and escaping from it all, taking my mind off things and interacting with you guys, because I really do miss the meets. And it was great to see Craig Turner from Revival. Craig, if you're watching, you're probably not. Great to see you coming out last night and, I don't know, announcing some sort of meet or party for later in the year. I know it's very difficult for you to to sort of plan anything with this pandemic going on, but I'm excited already. I'm excited already. Stephen Foster, Mooch, Rasputin's in the house. Roger Retro Gamer, hi Alex, have a great pod. We have to watch in the morning. Mrs. being needy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Revival, man. As you know, Revival events are very important for the retro gaming community. It's a great way to meet up fellow YouTubers, fellow Arcadians, play some games that you've never played before, see some consoles that you've never played on before. And God, does Craig put on such a great show with all these consoles and computers. I mean, if you haven't seen my Revival walk around, I think it was 2 years ago, watch that video, guys. I've never seen such a big display of consoles on show in my life. Absolutely unbelievable. Craig, you put on a great show, and it's great that you're coming back, but I totally understand you can't really plan too much this year. Hopefully we'll be out of this shit this year. I'm fed up with it, I really am. And hopefully I can have a few meets as well. And this arm, guys, this arm, it's been my bane. It's been my bane for fucking, what, 9 months now. It's still very weak. This arm's got really strong. This is like, I feel like Crabman, you know, Crabman? That underrated superhero that no one knows anything about. No one's ever going to make a movie about. Crabman, I'm telling you guys, he was fucking unbelievable, Crabman. He had this massive big hand, massive big arm, and this tiny little one on this side. That's who I feel like. This, I've lost all my muscles. Look, it's fucking wasted away, my muscles. It's still really weak. As soon as this is strong, I can get back to work, earn some money. And, you know, I just can't wait for that. I really can't. Mooch says, love to go to an event this year. Yeah, mate, have you been to Revival? It is one of the best events in the year. It's my favourite of the year. It's just a great way to meet everybody, have a good laugh. You end up actually not playing that many games. Usually go back there on a Sunday morning when everyone's gone, fire it up before anyone enters the house. And we usually end up having a few competitions on a few games, which is pretty damn cool. So can't wait for that. So how are all you guys doing? You saw my Davros upload. That was recorded, blimey, that was recorded about 5 years ago. I think I just found it. And I did giggle to myself. It was a funny video. I just thought I'd upload it, you know. Otherwise it just gets lost again. You know, once it's up on YouTube, it's there, isn't it? I haven't got anything else like that. I always worry about YouTube, actually, how long it's going to last. And if, you know, all the stuff that we've uploaded, would that ever disappear? I guess it would if YouTube went. All that stuff, which is almost like a diary, isn't it, of our lives, YouTube. It'd all just be gone. I should really back all of this up, really. But so what we're going to do tonight, guys, we're going to have a look at these marquees that I've got in here, which is pretty damn cool. I'm going to open this up and see if we recognise any of these games. I've been itching to open this. So this was on a Facebook group. The guy posted it and I thought, that seems like a great deal. Here we go. Oh, it's just so many in here. It's going to be really difficult to get all of these out. Let's take some out for now. See if we recognise any of these games. So these are all Electrocoin MIDI or Goliath's marquees. They go in the same cabinets. So the first one up is Big Fight by Tatsumi. So has anyone heard of this game? I've never heard of this game before. Is it a Final Fight? It's probably a Final Fight boot, but I've never heard of that in my life. But look at the artwork. It's so cheesy. I love it. It's so naff that I really do like it. You know, it's so 80s, isn't it? And Electrocoin, they always did their own song. Whoever they got employed to do their artwork needs shooting. This is a really cool one, and this is actually a really cool game or games to get. It is the Three Wonders, Chariot and Don't Pull marquee, which is it no, it's not an MVS game, is it? Is it an MVS game? Neo Geo? I don't think so. I can't remember whether that's is that an MVS game? Does anyone know what that is? Has anyone played these games before? I've played Three Wonders or Midnight. It's called Midnight Wanderers on here, but the actual game's called Three Wonders. Really cool game. You haven't played that, and Don't Pull's a really good puzzle game as well. That's a really cool marquee. It's a little bit bent there though. Next up, we've got Super Burger Time. Look at this. Look at that. How naff is that? It's so naff, it's cool. Isn't it? So who's played Super Burger Time? I only thought there was a Burger Time. I didn't know there was a Super Burger Time. But that is pretty damn cool. I like that. Right, next up we have... This is the first time I've seen these guys. Grand Human Cup 93 Striker. There's a mouthful. Anyone heard of this game? So what I'm going to do with all of these marquees, the plan is, obviously I'm not going to buy this game, am I, and put this in my jammer cab. I'm going to decorate the walls with a lot of this stuff. So this year, it's going to happen this year, guys. Whole arcade's going to change this year, which I can't wait to do. We've got Fighters History, Data East. That's not bad. That's a pretty cool one. Quite like that. Isn't that cool? Fighters History. That is MVS, isn't it? That's Neo Geo. Sure it is. I'm not too familiar with Neo Geo stuff, to be honest with you. It was all so expensive, wasn't it? Now, here's a good one. Major Title 2. If you like a bit of golf. Oh, it would look fine up on the wall. Now, here's a favourite game of mine. Absolutely love this game. Got it on the Super Nintendo. It's a great two-player game, party game. It is Slam Masters. Look at that. That is pretty cool, isn't it? Definitely going to have that in the jammer cab when I get the game. So that is I think that's a CPS2 board. Yeah, it's Capcom. Great game, Slam Masters, if you've played it, guys. Sega Saturn lad, how you doing? Gardenian Plays, how you doing? Funky G, David Kempler, all in the house. Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you're all well. We're just going through some of my marquees I've picked up here. Some games you might know, some games you might not. Some of these, probably half of these I don't know. But these are all for my Electrocoin MIDI cabinet. This is Samurai Showdown. What a fantastic game. One of the best SNK games, I reckon. This and Mark of the Wolves is a really cool game. This one's not going on the wall. This will go in the jammer cab at some point. Yeah, this is not a bad marquee, actually. Look at that. That's really cool. So there was a Samurai Showdown collector's edition for the Switch, which I haven't got. It's got all the old games on there. I haven't got that yet. I've got the new one. Got the new Samurai Showdown for the Switch, which I really enjoyed this, actually. And I love the box, isn't it? Look at the box art and the SNK Neo Geo box, which is really cool. There's only a few fighters that I like. Street Fighter, obviously. Samurai Showdown, Mark of the Wolves. Mortal Kombat I can just about handle. It's all right. It's not as technical, is it, as Street Fighter? Josh says I need that in my room. I bet you do. Show us some Sheriff. Show us some Sheriff. I'll tell you what, I'll show you some Sheriff. Here, look, it's a Sheriff marquee. You'll like this one, David. Look. This is off so Nintendo of America, when Sheriff came out, didn't exist. So in 1979, Nintendo were distributing their games through Sega and distributing their games through a company called Bellfruit, which was a UK company that made fruit machines, hence the name Bellfruit, right? And one of those games was Sheriff, and this actually came off a Nintendo Bellfruit cabinet, because it's separate. The original one that I have, the bezel and the marquee are one piece, but on the Bellfruit one it was separate. But this is nice to go on the wall. One of these actually popped up on eBay last year. I think my mate grabbed it, but it's a nice piece of artwork. I love this, don't you? The Stars and Stripes of America. You guys in America should have got this game, not Bandido, man. You don't want some Mexican game, do you? You want Sheriff. Why the hell did they change the name to Bandido in America? I do not know. This would have done so much better with the Stars and Stripes of America and the Eagle. I think this game would have done really well in America, but for some reason they changed the name. Exidy distributed Sheriff, and they changed the name to Bandido and made it into some sort of weird Mexican game, which is beyond me. It's still the same game, plays the same, but the name's different. So there you go, David. That's a bit of Sheriff for you. I will do a Sheriff video if you like at some point. I haven't touched on Sheriff for quite a while. Here's another marquee. Cyberbots. It rings a bell. Not the greatest marquee, is it? It's probably quite a later game, actually. Looks like a late 80s game. But I don't recognise. That might be another Capcom game, isn't it? Cyberbots. I'm sure it's a fighting game, not sure. We got Capcom. What the hell? Play as Capcom Utility Cabinet. Whatever that is. Maybe a Capcom multi-cabinet? Maybe there was a multi-Capcom game? That's a weird one, isn't it? Never seen that before. Perhaps they did have like a multi-Capcom PCB or something. Spin Master. Another data erased SNK game. Have you heard of this one, guys? The artwork on this is really cool. Look at the dragon. So I'll be interested to see what this game's like, because this will look really cool in the Jammer Cab. That's a lovely marquee. That's my favourite one so far, actually. Really cool. And then we have Nemo. Capcom. Nemo. Never heard of it. Never heard of this before, have you? Capcom game. Shit art. Shit artwork. But still, you know, this is what we had. This is what we had in the UK. We had the company Electrocoin, which was based in London. So all of you guys in America, you never heard of this company. They make Jammer Cabs in the UK. And I've got one here. And these, when you change the game over, you put a new marquee in. Dream Master on the NES. Is that what it is? I don't know. Never heard of it. I know the game you're thinking of, but I didn't know it was an arcade game. Pocket Gal. Pocket Gal. That is an MVS game, Neo Geo game. Pretty sure. I've never really put the time into snooker games or pool games. I don't know, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's just like, just getting the angles right, I guess. I don't know, I've never really got into snooker games. The one on the Wii was pretty cool, because you could actually use the Wii remote, and it sensed how far or how hard you were hitting the ball with the Wii remote. I thought that was pretty cool. But other than that, it's quite hard to replicate a snooker game, isn't it, as a video game. Well, I've got a load more in here, guys. There's loads. Get them all out. One here, that's all of them. All of them here. Right, what have we got here? Thunder Zone. Data East. Thunder Zone. That's pretty cool. Do like that. Imagine when these are all lit up, guys. They look really cool. You could make like a little light box with some of these if you wanted to. I guess putting these on the wall is going to be quite difficult. The only way to do it really without damaging them, because I guess if you wanted to move, you don't want to glue them on the wall, so I'd have to put them on with blue tack or something like that. But you know what's going to happen, they're all going to end up falling down once they're heated up. Adrian Purser, I have Nemo board, but it doesn't work. What, do you know what the game is, Adrian? I've never heard of it. Dig Dung. It's got bigger sprites in the arcade, but it's the same story. Okay, Dream Master. I think I do have a manual for Dream Master on the NES, actually. Was it a US only game? I'm not sure. Side scroller, okay. Adrian says no idea. Okay, well, I'll check it out. Right, here's a weird one. Roga. Is it Roga? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. It's not bad marquee. Bit of Transformers going on. It's pretty cool. What I like about them, they're all nice, bright, different colours. You know, you've got nice, bright orange and yellows. They're really going to brighten up the games room in here. It will be in the arcade part. Down this end is all going to be kind of console area and pictures and stuff like that. But in the arcade area, and I haven't got a lot of space. I've only got about a foot above the arcade cabinet. So I haven't got a lot of space for artwork really, which is a shame because I do like putting artwork up. Or using the cabinets as art. You know, if I didn't have so many cabinets, I could place them in a position where you saw the artwork of the cabinet, but it's just not going to work. I've got too many. I can't let them go. So you don't get to see the artwork, unfortunately. So anything above the cabinet is going to have to do. Right, we've got another one here. Silent Dragon. Silent Dragon. Fighter. Heard of this one, guys? Silent Dragon. Push A button to attack. Jump in, attack. So it's one button. Oh no, another button, C. Oh, it's 3 buttons. Attack, jump and trick. Never heard of it. Is it maybe something like Kung Fu Master? Something like that? Don't know. It's a fighting game. Ah, he's a cool one. One of my favourite games. It is the King of Dragons. How many of you played of this, guys? So I had the Super Nintendo version, which is pretty cool. But there's no match on the arcade version. This is a really cool arcade marquee. Look at that. Awesome. Really good condition, this one. I don't think they've ever been in a cabinet, these, because what happens is, with a lot of these marquees, like my Jackal, which I'm actually going to send off to Ollie, Muddy Music, it's just yellowed, you know, so it's nice to see all these in crisp condition. Look at that. Awesome. King of Dragons. There's not many run, right and fight or beat 'em ups that I like, but King of Dragons, Dungeons and Dragons, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is a good one. Alien vs Predator looks great, but when you play it, I don't know. It's okay. It's not a bad game, but I don't know. I'm probably a little bit more nostalgic towards sort of Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. 'Cause I remember it back in the day. I got introduced to Alien vs Predator, you know, when I got into the hobby a bit later on. I thought it was okay. Retro cases, I can't wait to see the transforming of the arcade. I'll tell you what, mate, I can't wait either. Every time I come down here, it's dusty, dirty, spiders everywhere. It's like, and you can't clean it because you just, if you brush it, you just lift all the dust up. So you're just better off not touching it. I've got cables running left, right and centre all over the floor. It is a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you, but I am blessed. I feel like I'm blessed with this space, so I mustn't complain. But at the same time, you know, I'm just itching to to get everything out of here and just fucking start work on it. Got to put a new floor down, ceiling, all the new electrics in here. It will look awesome, and it will be done this year. Great stream, loads of knowledge, Alex. Well, not really. I just been. I haven't left the hobby, mate. I've just been in the hobby since what, 1981, and I've always been playing games, picking up games. There's people out there who know a lot more than me. I'm just gutted that I've sold a lot actually recently, and I will get it back. This year, guys, there's going to be so many pickups videos. This channel's going to be flooded with pickup videos because I'm going to get it all back. I'm going to get my SNES collection back, build the Famicom collection back, PCBs. There's about 3 more arcade machines I want for the arcade, and then I'm done on that side. But building the console collection up is definitely going to be a thing this year. I've still got a fair amount of SNES games here, nice box ones like Space Megaforce. This is in mint condition. I've got a nice selection of SNES games there. I'm hanging on to dear life for because I'm skint, guys. I need some money. I haven't worked for fucking 9 months. I need some money. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks' time, I'll get the AOK from the doctor, but I'm not sure he's going to give me the AOK. It still feels a bit stiff. Anyway, back to the marquees. Do Let's Plays once you get your games back. Yeah, mate, Sega Dan. Do Let's Plays. Yeah, I've got so much planned for this channel. I also feel like, you know, taking pictures and videos in this room is really difficult. The lighting is bad. I've got this horrible strobe light in the middle of the room. I've had to, as you've noticed, put a dirty old cover up to block the window. It looks like a cracked den. It can be quite grim in here sometimes. It does get me down because I like everything clean, neat and tidy. And I see dust on the machines every day, constantly cleaning it off, but you can't get to it all. It will happen. It's going to happen this year. Any more questions? Do you have a boxed Axley Rasputin? Yes, I do, mate. Right behind me here is my lovely boxed copy of Axley. This is probably one of my favourite shoot-em-ups of all time. It's better than any arcade shooter I've ever played. And I really got into this last year when I had the SNES channel going, and we were doing the competitions, and this was one of them. I know Jay Cybersnake really enjoyed that. We all enjoyed playing this because we all got further in the game than we ever had done before. I mean, I got to the end of level boss, which I never got to back in the day when I owned this game. I couldn't have owned this game for very long, but I managed to get to the end of level boss, and I never beat him, but I was just so chuffed to get to it. That big underwater boss thing, it was just, and the music to this game, honestly, the graphics, the guy, if you've got the SNES EverDrive, you can get the hacked versions of a lot of these games. There's not a hacked version of this yet, but the guy who did the hacked version of Gradius 3 is working on Axley, and I can't wait to play Axley without the slowdown. I mean, it will be the perfect game for me. That's the only thing that ruins it, is the slowdown. It's not always there, but you do notice it. And since I've been playing Gradius 3 hacked without the slowdown, that is an absolute dream to play. It's so smooth. You know, it just shows you what SNES could have done if it was, I don't know whether they could have done it like that back in the day. I know R-Type 3, which I have here, if I can find it, has virtually no slowdown. So developers were able to optimize the Super Nintendo if it was coded right. But yeah, Axley, mate, that is one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. I absolutely adore that game. And this one here, Rendering Ranger. Rendering Ranger. This was by Fishy Face. So this is not a copy or anything. This is their own box art for the game. This is a fantastic game. Very similar to sort of Turrican, run and gun. One of my favourite genres of games. I love run and gun games, Contra, Turrican and that sort of thing. And this is absolutely brilliant. And then all of a sudden he gets into the ship and it turns into a side horizontal shooter. And it is amazing. It's fast paced, no slowdown, don't notice any slowdown. Unfortunately, if you want the original copy of this, it only came out in Japan. It's a very rare game, very hard to find. I know Jay has a copy of it. I would love an original copy of this, but you're talking 1,000, 1,500 quid all day long. But, you know, I'm happy with this for now, you know. It's just the whole ceremony of putting a cart into the console, getting out the manual, and it just takes you back to when, you know, the SNES was at its height, in its heyday. You know, and I love collecting games. I love collecting games. Everdrives are great. I never knock an Everdrive. It's a great way to play games that you'd never be able to play if you can't afford them. You know, but at the end of the day, if I can afford a game and I like that game, I'll go out and buy it. So have a look at the questions. Who else we've got in there? Flashback, TNT. How you doing, buddy? And Colin James. How you doing, Colin? We're just going through some of my marquees. If you want to ask me any questions, just far away, guys. Welcome to any questions. So let's go back to the marquees. We got this one here. This is quite a nice one. Wizard Fire. Now this, to me, it's got to be Gauntlet. It's got to be Gauntlet, isn't it? It's got to be a bootleg of Gauntlet. You got the Wizard, the Dwarf, the Bard, and the Elf. Does anyone know, or has anyone heard of this game, Wizard's Fire? It's either a bootleg, a copy of Gauntlet, or it is a game on its own, but I have never heard of it. Pretty cool marquee, though. Pretty cool marquee. Do like that. Fireball, Lightning, Cyclone, Boulder. No, maybe it's a different game then. Don't recognise it. It's funny they use the same characters out of Gauntlet though. I like that one. Wizard's Fire is a Data East game. What does it play like? That's what I want to know. Is it like a Gauntlet game? Jammer, yeah. Mooch just finished Axley, great game. Well, if you just finished that, you're a top player, dude. It's like Dark Seal 2. Right, you're educating me now because I've never heard of Dark Seal 2 either. Someone just said I know so much. I don't know half these games. Well, how can you know every single game? I'll lend it to you. Well, that's very kind of you, mate. I'll do a video for you. Hook. Now, the only version of this I have played is on the Super Nintendo. I believe this came out on the Mega Drive as well. It's an IRM game, look. I would imagine this is pretty cool. I haven't played it. Played the SNES version, didn't think that much of it, but maybe the arcade version is pretty cool. But that's a nice marquee, isn't it? Oh, Wizard Fire is Dark Seal 2. Okay. Okay, we've got loads more marquees. Matthew says, what was the first computer console you collected for? Matthew, I collected for the Sinclair Spectrum. I've still got all my original Spectrum games, 48K games with the rubber keys, you know. Still got them all up there. They're the original ones. I haven't re-brought them or anything like that. In fact, I haven't carried on collecting for the Spectrum since sort of the late 80s, really. I've got all the games I want up there, really. But then they're all the ones that I bought with my paper round money back in the day. So they would be the last thing to go in this collection. My Sinclair Spectrum games, such fond memories. And, you know, when the games was finished, I'll have that permanently out on display and ready to fire up. RM did it, pretty good. RM did Hook. Oh, okay. Here's a good one, guys. I think it is. My memory serves me well. Vampire Saviour. Who's it by, though? Who's it by? I know the name of the game. I can't remember who done it. Oh, why has that popped up? Retrocade 79. I was wondering, Alex, the whole other question then games. Oh, okay. Was I into comics, he's asking. And what other hobbies? Sega Saturn had Capcom. Okay. Capcom game. I'll answer your question in a minute. Was it a console? Was there a console port of this game, or was it arcade only? I don't know. I think it's a fighting game, isn't it? Vampire Saviour. Going back to your question. So I'm getting distracted by I'm reading the questions and thinking at the same time. I was massively into, as a kid, in the 80s, growing up in the 80s. And I'm going to do a video on this, actually. It was something I was thinking about the other day because I've got so many memories of the 80s. Best time of my life, the 80s. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely loved it as a kid. I didn't have a BMX, I had a grifter. Fucking horrible bike that was. Big, heavy bike. Massive wheels. Didn't go very fast. You had to really you had to stand up on that bike pretty much the whole time to get the thing going. It was so heavy. But I did like it. I had a chopper before that as well. My brother had a chopper and he handed it down to me. But it didn't last too long, so I was forever doing wheelies on it. But back to hobbies. Dungeons and Dragons was my thing. And still is. I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons again. But I've got no one to play with. No one to play with. It's one of those games. You end up trying to find games like that, video games that are played similar to Dungeons and Dragons, like Baldur's Gate, I quite like. Diablo's okay. I'm not a big fan of Diablo. A game I used to play a lot was Blood Bowl. I don't know if you remember, that was a Games Workshop game, a board game. It was one of my favourite games, Blood Bowl, and I do believe it's coming out on the Switch. I'm really excited about this because I had it on the DS, it was awful, and then I had it on the 360 and absolutely loved it. But the only trouble was there wasn't many people playing it, so it was really difficult to find a two-player game, and the single-player game was a bit flawed, to be honest. But I'm really excited about Blood Bowl coming to the Switch, because it was a game I used to play as a kid. So yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, I did a lot. Music I was into, I've always been into music heavily. I was massively into the hip-hop scene in the 80s, you know, electro. I used to do a lot of break dancing as a kid back in the day. And what else did I do? Karate. Did karate for many years. Probably about 25 years on and off, karate. It was a hobby of mine, used to keep me fit. And motorbikes later on. This is later on in my life, late 20s, early 30s. But as a kid, it was Dungeons and Dragons all day long. And I've still got all my Citadel miniatures up there, original ones from 1978. Like the real heavy lead ones I used to paint, used to put them in the shop. And I'm going back years, guys. Games Workshop, when I was into, wasn't even Warhammer around then. It was just Dungeons and Dragons and Blood Bowl. What was I going to say? There was one shop, one Games Workshop in the whole of the country, and it was at Hammersmith in London. And we used to go up there and buy all the latest figures that they were releasing at the time. And of course, Warhammer came out, and Games Workshop just exploded. I never really got into Warhammer. I did for a bit with the kids. My kids were into it, and we used to go to Games Workshop, paint all the figures and stuff like that. But I never really got into the game. Dungeons and Dragons was my thing. Anyway, I'm going off on one. Yeah, Blood Bowl 3 is coming. Really looking forward to that. So back to the marquees. Here's a really cool game, guys. Another game I had on the Super Nintendo. I sold it. I want to get this one back. Oh, hang on a minute. No, we're talking about the same game here. So this is Muscle Bomber. Muscle Bomber is the same game as Saturday Slam Masters. So this is the Japanese version, isn't it? Why would they do 2 marquees though? Ultimate Team Battle. Weird. Weird, that is. Yeah, where is it? Can't find it now. Saturday Slam Mark, there we go. These are the same game, I'm sure. Because I did have the Japanese version. It's a tag wrestling game. I'm not really normally into wrestling games, but this is fantastic. Got one of the guys from Final Fights in it, which is really cool. But if you haven't played this, Slam Masters, or in Japan it's known as Muscle Bomber. It's a really cool wrestling game. Really enjoyed that. It's on the Super Nintendo. I do believe it's on the Mega Drive as well. I haven't played the Mega Drive version. I love Defender, Colin. Evening, Lee. How you doing, Lee? We're just going through some of my marquees, mate, which I picked up. Someone sent to me. Hawk sent these to me, arrived a couple of days ago. So thanks for these, mate. I forgot to thank you. Pipes, what is this? Pipe Stream. Heard of this one? Never heard of it. Never. Oh, is this on the 60-in-1? It's one of those weird puzzle games, isn't it? Weird puzzle game. Pipes Dream. Oh, he's a classic, guys. He's a classic. He's a classic. Captain Commando. Look at that. That is a cool marquee, isn't it? Remember, these are not official marquees like you would have had from Capcom with a kit that went on a cabinet. These are Electrocoin's take on the game. So the artwork's not as great, but it's kind of fun. I like it. It's different. It's quirky. Quirky artwork. Look at that. Captain Commando. That is a cool beat 'em up. Do like that, Captain Commando. Baby head. Baby head. It was always baby head. Baby controlling a fucking robot. Let's have a look at some of the questions. What's everyone drinking? I'm drinking Captain Morgan's with Coke. Nothing special. Sega Saturn lad. Alex, have you played the Midway WW WrestleMania game? Great fun arcade game. No, I haven't, mate. I need to check some more wrestling games out. So the only one I've played is that Saturday Slam Masters. I need to be educated on wrestling games, so I do think they're quite fun. Let's have a little break. How many have we got in the house? 46 watching. Bloody hell. I hope you're well, guys. Didn't Pipe Dream get an 8-bit, 16-bit computer release? Well, I'm not sure, Darren. I'm sure I have it on something. It probably did. It's probably an 8-bit game, I would imagine. I can't imagine that being 16-bit. Can you? Pipe Dream? What are you going to add to that? Your missus not well, Dan. WrestleFest is the best arcade wrestling game. Dainster, you need to educate me on wrestling games, mate. I thought Saturday Slam Masters was the best. I really like that one. What about some of the 8-bit wrestling games? Are they any good? Got Castlevania collection on Switch, Alex? Yes, I do. I do have the Castlevania collection. I'm a bit gutted they don't have, what was it, the PC Engine one and, you know, Symphony of the Night and stuff like that. They put Game Boy games, Game Boy Castlevania games on there. Not sure I can go back to those ones, you know. Some Game Boy games are okay. It's nostalgia, really, isn't it? Alex, I could lend you Lightning Fighters PCB. I saw it was running on something the other way. It's running now. It's running. Who's that? Rasputin. Look, if I turn you that way, I've got Lightning Fighters running. I was playing it earlier on the Switch. Such a cool game. Really cool game. I love the music. I love having stuff like that in the background. You do that, guys? Go down the games room, put a couple of games on, just don't even play it. You just have the music in the background, you know. I don't know, if I could plug all of these in, I would do. I'd plug them all in, just get the atmosphere of the arcade, takes you right back. It's awesome. Got to watch the old electricity bill though. What's the LED matrix display, Alex? Right, that's Addy Sneaker Freak. This one here, I get loads of questions about this. The UK VAT community, really, is where it's come from. There's a guy in the UK VAT who's very, very knowledgeable. Richard Chunskin, great guy. He made a load. He made probably about 20, I would say, 20, 30 of these, and offered it to a few of us on UK VAT. He made them. You can't buy these off the shelf. You have to make them. But I know Craig from Goodwin's Place, he did a YouTube video on how to put one of these together. So go over to him and watch that video if you're interested in this, because they are awesome. I do need to adjust it though, because I'm not really bothered about having it as a clock. I just want the graphics on a continuous loop. And I've just got arcade graphics on here. You can put pinball graphics on here. You can put Super Nintendo, Mega Drive games on here as well. There's loads of GIFs you can use. It is really, really cool. I'm actually a little bit worried about it really, because it needs to be up on a wall. But it is super cool, isn't it? But unfortunately, mate, you can't buy them. You have to either make it yourself or get someone to do it for you. A lot of people are doing it. I don't think it's as difficult as it looks. I'm saying that, I probably couldn't do it. Rasputin, I love Konami shooters. Yeah, I do, mate. I love Konami shooters. Matthew, have you put the new Sega hang-on stickers on yet? No, I haven't, mate. Forgot I had them, actually. They're up there. They're not stickers. They're just where the insert coin bit goes. It's just like that was missing, and I just wondered what went there. And my mate said you can put these stickers in there. They just go behind a little bit of perspex, that's all. They're not actually stickers, but I will put them on. But I want to really, with that cabinet, strip it, because it's really yellowed, and spray it white. I will do that myself at some point. Anyway, next marquee, we've got Shadow Force Transformation Ninja by Technos. Never heard of it. I've never heard of it. I'm not so knowledgeable anymore. I'm not worthy for this channel. I've never heard of it. What the hell is this game? Shadow Force. Technos. Don't know. Enlighten me, guys. Enlighten me. I ain't got a clue what that was. Ninja game, obviously. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a really good one. If it's the same game I'm thinking of, is Macross Super Space Fortress. Can't remember who it's by. If it's the same game, I had this on the Super Famicom, which was pretty damn cool. Was it Macross? Or was it on the NES? No, it was a Famicom game, not a Super Famicom game. I'm getting confused now. I'm not sure. It's definitely got a console release to a Nintendo system. I recognise the name. Macross. Robot. Are you a robot on it? I think you are. Can't remember. Anyone know? Oscar de Montre, gunhead in the background, double hand, yay! Get into my PC Engine, man. PC Engine's cool. Just reading the comments, guys. Play graphics. Oi, Alex, you on the rum and cokes, mate? I am, but I'm not heavily on it tonight. I'm taking it easy. I've got to go and look at a job in the morning, so I don't want too much of a hangover. But I'm running low, and I didn't bring any more down the games room, which is a bit annoying. little small sips. Right, next game. Strikers 1945. How many of you like these type of games? So this is a bit later. This has got to be a 90s SNK MVS game. This is a Sikio game, actually. Yeah, it's on my Sikio collection. Huh. Yeah, I thought I played it. Yeah, I don't mind it. This is not too bad. It's not bullet hell or anything like that. So it's playable for me. It's pretty cool, actually. I don't mind this. I'll tell you what, guys, though. I was playing 1943 on the PC Engine, and I thought it was absolute tat. I thought it was rubbish. It was rubbish. Where is it? I think I showed it off last week, didn't I? Where is it? Yeah, here it is. 1943 on the PC Engine. It was just really boring. You know, I was just going through the motions playing that. There was no risk reward element. It was just really boring. Didn't like it at all. Damn me. Strikers is a great shooter. I love the 1942 games. Yeah, but 1943 is not good. 1942 and 1944 are the better two. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've played much of 1944. Does it go by another name as well? 1944. You upset Sean Holly. He got 1 million. Didn't he go for a world record on 1942, Sean Holly? I think my top score on that's probably about 350,000, something like that. It is a good game. It is a good game. Oh, and here, this is what we've got all these marquees for. This game here, man. This game's super cool. And you might have seen me and my son play this. We had a lot of fun playing this game. And you know, there's a lot of games that pass you by, aren't there, that you've heard of and you know is a good game, but you've never ever put the time into it or never really played the game. And it is Windjammers. Windjammers. What a fantastic marquee. I can't wait to have this in the Electric Coin Mini. Because, guys, I have fallen in love with this game. It's turned out to be one of my favourite games. What's cool about it, I mean, I've had plenty of two-player games in the arcade. Remember, I had the Nintendo Versus system. I had the red tent. I've had that twice in my collection. Lovely machine. And, of course, I love Nintendo games. And Balloon Fight is a fantastic two-player game. But the reason why I got rid of the red tent was really, it was such a huge footprint. It took up the space of 4 arcade machines. And when you can consider, you can play all of those games on the Versus on the NES. And the amount of times that people come around and play two-player with me, I couldn't warrant having that cab anymore. So that's why I got rid of it. It has been offered back to me a few times, and you know, I wish I had the space. I'd have it because I do love the Versus NES, but the prices of the games have gone through the roof, and I don't know. I don't know if I could do it again. But anyway, I digress. I've gone off on a tangent. Two-player games. So I had that. I've had the Wizard of War, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but it just didn't make the 10 cabs I'm going to have in here, so that it went. And again, how many times do I have people down here where I'm playing two-player games? Not very often. But Windjammers is a great single-player experience, and it's a great, even better two-player experience. It's fast action. It's an advanced version of Pong, really. And I love Pong. I do like Pong, but it's so quick. And engaging. The characters are in it. It's quite bold. It's fast. You can really pull some really cool shots off. I'm really enjoying this, guys. If you haven't played Windjammers, please give it a go. Put some time in, because I bet a lot of you haven't. You'll say, oh yeah, I know Windjammers, great game. But actually put some time into it. It is super cool. Such a cool game. It really is. Just read the comments. Where is my Hellfire? That is from David. The Hellfire, David, I sold a lot, really. I would like to get a Nintendo cocktail back, or some sort of cocktail back in the collection. I will have room for one down here at this end. I'm kind of toying with either a Berserk cocktail or a Tempest cocktail. Tempest cocktail has got to be the coolest looking cocktail machine I've ever seen. It's so cool. I would love a Tempest cocktail machine, actually. I don't think I can go back to the old Nintendo cocktail. I've just done it all. I just feel like I've done that. They're in my collection for such a long time. I just feel I like changing things around a little bit, you know. I've got my favourite Nintendo games in here, and I'll be able to have 5 of them running. You know, 3 games in one and 2 in another. Space Firebird actually was one of my favourite games to have on a cocktail. Easy game to play, left, right, fire and warp. And I had a lot of fond memories of that, playing it back in the day, to be honest with you. Ants for the win. Who's Ben? Ben, how you doing, Benny boy? He's joined us. How you doing, Ben? No, I'm not going to snort some ants. Who else we got? Boongo Pinball. Tempest cocktail was great. I love my Don Kong Jr. Love the layout. Anteater. I'm not going to go into that. the ant story. Anyway, next marquee. Oh look, someone mentioned Dark Seal earlier. Look what we've got. So Wizards Fire is Dark Seal. It's the same game. Why would they do 2 different marquees? I've got no idea. I've never played it. Data East. That is a cool marquee though. Look at that. Pretty damn cool for Electric and MIDI. They've got no faces though. The eyes and the nose have disappeared. It's very odd. Do you know what the most scariest thing for me actually is a face with no eyes and nose and mouth? I find that really scary. Do you ever get that? You know, sci-fi films they have these weird creatures with just no. It's a head but no face. I find that quite scary. Get your neighbour's crap out of your arcade. Your neighbour's crap. Right, next game. We've only got a few left of these. How many got left? 4 left. Football games. What is your favourite football arcade game? There you go. There's a question for you. I was asking this question in my arcade group not long ago because my brothers are really into football games, and it'd be great to have a football game in the arcade. I don't like football. I'm a rugby guy through and through. Never been into football at all. It's for girls, isn't it? Football, you know, the way they just fall on the floor. I'm hurt, you know. It's like, get up, boy. You know? The rugby guys are up there in the field punching each other's lights out, you know, jump on each other. You know, that's a man's game. But football games, my brothers are into. I thought, okay, I'm going to look for a really good football game. Is World Cup 90 any good? Or is it this one? Super Cup Finals. You heard of this one, guys? Taito. So I'm not up on my football games. I wouldn't know what this is like. But it'd be interesting to see. Cool marquee though, quite like that. Very cool marquee. My clock, who asked that? I can't even pronounce your name. My clock, I don't know, it's probably out of date, yeah, because it's not synced with the Wi-Fi down here. So yes, I am in the future. Sensible Soccer is the best football game ever, but that's not arcade. All right, Ali Sneaker Freak, we need the best football arcade game. What's that one with the trackball? I'm sure they've got it at the arcade club. What is that one called? Ben, you know what that's called. A question from Darren. Alex, you spoke about the Atari arcade recently, iRobot. I just had it confirmed to me from an old mate that we used to play the crap out of it, the game at Nottingham live music venue, Rock City. Well, there you go, Darren. If you played on an iRobot back in the day, you're an extremely lucky guy, because I think Atari only made 700 of those cabinets. When I tell the story that I used to play it, no one believes me. They just don't believe me, but I did. I did play it. I did play iRobot in Twickenham at my local arcade. It was there. And I do believe the one that I picked up, it's in one of my old videos somewhere. There's a video of me and Ollie picking it up and trying to get it down the stairs. I bet you that's the same one. I bet it's the same one I played on as a kid, because it was only like a couple of miles up the road where we found it. Hey, Jason from Louisiana in the house. How you doing, Jason? Good of you to join us. Cebu Copper, oh, I don't know that. Beeps, how you doing? Virtual Soccer is the best soccer game. That's a bit modern for me though, Brian. Virtual Soccer. I want something a bit more 80s, early 90s. You know, it's one of those high-res games, isn't it? I can't have that in an old Electricoin MIDI. It's not going to work. We're talking, if you're in America, guys, you're not going to like footy at all. We're talking soccer. I'm no soccer fan. I'm just asking the guys what is the best football game, arcade football game. Anyway, back to marquees. Here's a good one. Cliffhanger. Howard Randy. I've never heard of this game in my life. Have you heard of this one? Howard Randy. What the fuck is this? Howard, do you know, actually, is that Howard Randy? No, it's Edward. Sorry, Edward Randy. What a name of a game. I'm going to have to check this one out. Edward Randy. What the hell is that, guys? Look this up, guys. While you're on your computer, look this up. I want to know what game this is. We're all going to have to do a gameplay of Edward Randy. Never heard of it. What a strange game. Name for a game. Super Sidekicks. Evening Citrus. Silly Steve. Oh, is it a bit of a weird falling run and gun game? Never heard of it, Steve. Platforming. Okay, we're asking the community, what is the best football arcade game? I need a football arcade game for the Nintendo arcade. We're just going through all, if you just joined us, we're going through all my marquees that I just got in the post. So next one up, here's a good one. So I played this game on a Super Nintendo, great Super Nintendo game, great conversion of the arcade game. It is Magic Sword by Capcom. Isn't that cool? So this is a kind of action platforming game, but you can kind of swap between characters mid-game, which is really odd. So I think you can go into a door. Is it a door? I think you go into a door, and then once you're in there, you have the option to swap characters around. You're leveling them up as well as you're going along. Pretty cool concept for a game, actually. And again, another game that I've never really put loads of time into. A bit like Windjammers. This could be, you know, you put a bit more time into these games, you can find hidden gems you didn't realise, you know. People talk about these games being good games, and half of them we haven't put the time into. We don't know what they're like, really. I've got one more marquee to show you out of the 30. Just check some more questions. I'm desperate for a drink. Beeps. It's Sega Konami. You can get a jammer adapter for it, Dreamcast era. I'm not into Dreamcast, Brian. Not really my thing, really. What else we got here? Addy Sneaker Freak, Super Sidekicks 1, 2, 3, Goal, 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 both on the Neo Geo. Okay, I'll check them out. Jason plays Hunt Showdown. Soccer Brawl on the Neo Geo is fun. Football Champ all day long from Silly Steve. Love the graphics. Sega Dan, you got the new Mario 3D World on the Switch yet, Alex? No, I haven't, but I will get it. I wasn't overly excited about it, Dan, to be honest with you, because I played it and rinsed it when it came out for the Wii U. So it's not a game that I haven't played before. All right, they've got a new level in it, but I don't think it's what I've heard. It's a level taken out of Odyssey, isn't it? So I'm not like super excited to play it, but I will get round to playing it. I will pick it up. What else we got? Right, enough for football. No more. I don't want any more football comments. I fucking hate football, really. I only want this game for my brothers to play. Right. What about rugby games? American football games? Is there any? Does there any exist? I think the last rugby game I played was on the Super Nintendo, and it was absolutely terrible. And I had a sealed copy of it, and I never even bothered to open it. It was that bad. Bowser's Fury shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be much, Ben, to be honest with you. I will get it though, because you know I'm a Nintendo fan. I normally get all the Nintendo house games when they come out, because I just like collecting them, obviously. But except for Pokemon and shit like that, I'm not bothered about stuff like that. Ain't got much time for RPGs these days, to be honest with you. Jesus, rugby and American football, yuck. NFL Blitz. Yeah, I mean, for me, Blood Bowl, I'm really excited about because it is fantasy players, which I like, Dungeons and Dragons, and it's rugby. So I'm really excited about Blood Bowl. Anyway, enough of sport games. We have got Armoured Warriors, the last marquee out of what? How many? 30 there. This is a really cool game. I'm pretty sure it is on my Capcom collection. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, guys. Pretty sure if it is on the belt collection. I've played this one. This is my Capcom collection for the Switch. Is it on here? No, it's not. What am I thinking of then? Huh. I thought Armoured Warriors was on here. It is Capcom, isn't it? Armoured Warriors? Is Armoured Warriors Capcom, guys? I'm sure it is. Or was it Neo Geo? See, I thought that was a Capcom game. I thought this was on here. I'm thinking of something else, aren't I? I know I've definitely played Armoured Warriors. It is a good game. Right, come on, guys. What is Armoured Warriors? Is it Capcom? Anyone know? Is Capcom. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's not on here. It's not on here. You know, these collections are great, right? They come along. They put, you know, your usual favourites on it, usual suspects, Captain Commando and Knights of the Round and stuff like that. But they miss out, don't they? They always miss out a really cool one, don't they? Like fucking Armoured Warriors or Alien versus Predator. You know, just put them all on there, you know? So we ain't got to keep buying it fucking year after year. But yeah, that is a cool collection there, guys. All right, what time is it? So we've been going over an hour. Another 10 minutes, guys. Any more questions? Get myself a bevy. Well, could do. So I'll go and get myself a bevy. How many of you are going to stay up a bit late? What time is it? I'll go and get myself another bevy, shall I? Because I'm really dry. The game playing Edward Randy looks quite fun. Okay. Hugo. Hello, Hugo. I discovered you, Florent George, and OMAC Books video collection quest. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was on that. I was in one of his books as well. Met Florence a few times. Really nice guy, Florence. Smashing guy. Came to my house. I'll have to put that up on my channel, actually. and I met him on a raid as well in France. Have you got the new Capcom arcade collection on the Switch? No, I don't, Brian. I haven't got that. I'm going to have to get myself a drink because I'm really dry. Just give me 5 minutes, less than that. Give me 3 minutes and I'll be back, guys, all right? I've got to walk down the garden. Just hang on in there. Back. Oh, it's bloody cold out there. Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry guys. It was so dry. And I grabbed a couple of nuts when I was down there. Peanuts, you know. Cheers, guys. And thanks for joining us tonight. Cheers. Just read the comments. No, I haven't got the Capcom arcade collection, Brian. I was thinking, I was hoping that they would bring a physical copy out of that. Because I've got quite a few Capcom games already on the Switch. You know, physical collections and stuff. I'd like them to bring out a physical release. I hope they do. What else we got here? Would the armour have healed better if you've been trying to get a SNES out the loft? The SNES was already out of the loft. the Mega Drive was in the loft because, yeah, that's where it belongs, really, isn't it? No, I like the Mega Drive. It's cool. It's just something about the Mega Drive I don't like. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I guess it's nostalgia, isn't it? It's whatever you had at the time. You know, I didn't own a Mega Drive back in the day. My brother did. And yeah, I was always cursing it. I was always saying to him, get a Super Nintendo so we can play two-player Mario Kart, Street Fighter. I mean, Street Fighter, when it came out on the SNES, mate, that was the fucking nuts, wasn't it? It was the absolute nuts. That was it. It killed the arcade off then. When Street Fighter came out on the Super Nintendo, I don't think I remember going back down the arcade very often anymore. Kraken. Good choice. Ben. Now he's gone, I can just be careful near him. Beeps. It comes with one game, 1943. Yeah, I downloaded that. I played 1943 the other day, Brian. I didn't like it. Got it here on a PC Engine. Didn't like it, Brian. Didn't like it. What are you drinking? I'm drinking rum and coke. Nothing special. Captain Morgan's not my. It's all right. Does the job. Did you miss the comment about Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection? It's amazing on the Switch. Now, let's talk about that then. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection on the Switch or whatever console you're playing it on. My first impressions of that, it looked a bit like a Flash game. Wasn't that impressed with the art style of the game. But I can see what they're trying to achieve with it. Bringing new audiences. And I guess you can say, and a lot of people argue, there's enough 16-bit, 8-bit kind of revival type games out there. They're trying to create something new, a bit like Cuphead. They did a fantastic job of Cuphead. But I don't know, there was just something about it I wasn't that excited about. But it's funny you say that, Brian. Jay Cybersnake messaged me tonight and said to me, have you played Ghosts and Goblins? It is Ghosts and Goblins, isn't it? Yeah. Resurrection. And I said, no, I haven't got it yet. He said, it's brilliant. So I'm going to have to give it a go, mate. Is it getting a physical release, though? That would be cool. In television, John. How you doing, John? Any thoughts on arcade meat? Now, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Right, yeah, someone else asked me that. My mate, Paul, asked me about UK VAC meet. Yes, definitely later this year. Definitely later this year. I've just got a few things I'm dealing with right now. My dad's not very well and I'm kind of looking after him. So I just want to sort that out first and then I can get my head round another UK VAC meet. But it will, well, if things go ahead what they're saying, things are going to be lifted by June or whatever, then yeah, we'll definitely have a UK VAC meet. But like Craig said last night when he announced Revival, you can't really commit to too much until you know that everything's going to be okay, and hopefully it will. Now I don't really want to go into vaccines and all that shit. I just get sick of it every day, don't you? Hearing about it. I know it's important, but and I know you didn't bring it up. It's me bringing it up, but I do get sick of talking about it. But yeah, definitely. I don't think it looks great, Clay Graphics. Evening, what's the Sunset Riders running from? That Google boom bought me. That is running on a Pi. This setup here, my arcade setup, is running on a Pi. So, and I'm playing arcade games with a Super Nintendo controller. So I've got a ton of arcade games here on a little Raspberry Pi. And what can I play? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at something really impressive. What have we got here? I'm trying to think, there's loads of football games. I should try some of these football games on here actually, shouldn't I? I should go back to my favourites. Blazing Lasers, Bosconian, Fixed 8. Oh, there's a good game. That is such a cool game. This game I'd like to have actually. I'd like to own this. So this is a tower plan game. You can't see it very well, but one of my favourite tower plan games is Outzone, which I actually have an original PCB of, although it's getting fixed. I can't wait to get that back. This is a follow-up game to Outzone. If you haven't checked it out, guys, go and play this game. Fixed 8, super cool, sort of run and gun, but vertical up screen. It's such a cool game. It really is. So that's what I've got in the background, guys. I'll turn it up a little bit. Right, let's just read some comments here. Arcade Hall. My mum knew someone that worked there. I could get Nintendo game for 20 quid. Wow. In television, John, gonna hit up some arcades. Yeah, definitely. First thing we need to do when things are lifted is to head up the arcade club. I take it you're enjoying the game then, Brian. Cine Steve, I had Fixate, horrible colours, I thought doesn't compare to Outzone. There's not much difference, Steve, really. There's not much. Outzone's a bit purer. You've got a few more characters added to it. I really like it. I think it's a cool game. Really cool game. I like the colours. I like the garish colours. I really do. Especially that Indian guy. Looks the floating Indian guy with the laser. He cracks me up. It's like dousing out of Street Fighter. I'm always that guy there, the floating Indian guy. You can't see it because it's too bright. But yeah, check it out, guys. Right, Jason asks, how's your range and motion and strength in my arm? Well, to be honest, I've had a little bit of pain the last couple of weeks, and I've just gone back onto a few painkillers. I think I was overdoing it a little bit, and that wasn't doing much, I'm telling you. That's just literally just playing some games. But I was doing a few exercises, so I can lift my arm round and round. But certain positions, and I get a pain, sharp pain. But yeah, you can see the scar, guys, quite a big scar. My muscles just wasted away. No muscle there, and I had big muscles. Being a builder, I had big muscles, so I'm not used to this. Not in my entire life, I don't think I've ever had an arm that small. I feel like Crabman. Crabman, got one big arm, one little arm, like Davros. Right, more questions. Oh, the arcade in Warrington had to close. Yeah, that is a big shame. Sega Saturn lad. Alex, did you catch Ali's post on Facebook about Neon Knight? Such a shame. I need to message Ali. I never got down to his arcade, and I know Ali. Not really well, but I've met Ali at meets and we've chatted quite a lot. It's a real shame that some of these arcades are shutting down. It really is. It's so difficult for everyone. I think Andy's going to be alright. I've spoken to Andy. In fact, I've got to go up to the arcade club soon and deliver that Astra Blaster. Andy Sneaker Freak. It's funny. You're not the first person who've said that. You're not the first. My ex-wife used to think I looked like him. Strange. I can sort of see it a little bit. Side profile a little bit. Anyway, I've got some more marquees to show you here. I was going to show you a couple more of these. Space Firebird marquee. Obviously off of some weird cabinet. Because Nintendo did do a Space Firebird upright. But it wasn't this shape marquee. So this is, I don't know what they've done here. Some mock marquee. It's cool though. Look cool on the wall. I think I've got that for some raid somewhere. I wanted to show you this as well, because I forgot I had this. Bought this years ago. And this is another reason why I need a Donkey Kong back in the arcade. It is Donkey Kong Halloween. Have you ever played this, guys? It's in Maine. And I was rather hoping that he was going to make a little daughter board that you could put on an original Donkey Kong PCB so you could play this game, because it is a lot of fun. If you haven't played it, guys, Donkey Kong Halloween. But it's a marquee that some guy made up. So cool. You know, and the idea was that every Halloween you'd put this in your Donkey Kong machine and play the game as well, which would be super cool. But for now, it's going to have it up on the arcade, which is pretty cool. Isn't that cool? Love the colours and that. Really nice marquee. So I've got loads of marquees now. This has been a marquee extravaganza tonight. So many fucking marquees. Here's a weird one. Space Monsters. Very odd marquee. This actually came off an Orbit cabinet I bought for my friend. I like it. It's just odd, isn't it? I think it's a Space Invaders clone. Some Someone said it's like a Space Invaders clone. It's cool though. That would look cool up on the wall. And what else I got here? A couple more marquees here. Defender. Lovely marquee. The plan is to get full-size Defender in the arcade. This has actually turned out to be one of my favourite games I've ever played. It's absolutely awesome. In fact, I can almost say it's almost top Robotron. Robotron was my favourite game of all time. But Defender, honestly guys, it is fucking unbelievable. Such a cool game. Really enjoying having that in the collection. But the old Cabaret is going to have to go soon because I want an upright, full upright. Punch Out. Nice marquee. And I've got Mario Brothers here. Mario Brothers. I've got some more somewhere. Oh, I've got some more here. Showing you all my marquees tonight. So all these are going to go up on the wall when it's finished. So this is an interesting one. Sky Skipper. But do you notice anything different about this marquee? This is actually a prototype marquee that we had made up just to see what it would look like before we knew that the clouds were actually pink. So we found a picture of the marquee on the internet. This was at about a time when we didn't even know the actual cabinet existed still at NOA. And we were just kind of clutching at straws with the artwork. And we saw a picture of the marquee and it had pink clouds. And we thought, well, they've got the colours wrong. That can't be right. So we changed it to white. But it turned out when we saw the cabinet at Nintendo of America, it actually did have pink clouds. So we got it wrong. But I kept hold of this. This is a prototype Sky Skipper marquee. Is how we thought it was going to be. It's pretty cool. And what else we got in here? Is that it? Oh no, some more here. They're not coming out very well. In fact, they're not coming out at all. There we go. What else we got in here? Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I think I've showed you this one. Gun Frontier. I really like this game. This is a cool game. Really cool game. If you take on your ship, is in the shape of a shotgun, which is pretty cool. Do like that. That's going to look cool on the electrical end. I had some more somewhere. I have got some somewhere, but I don't know where they are. Maybe I didn't bring them down. That's a shame. Oh well. That is it, guys. That's it on the marquees. Any more questions, and I'm going to wrap this one up. It's been on for quite a while now. Over an hour and a half. Questions. Alex Sagadam. Alex would like Nintendo to bring back Star Fox Light Wars. Would I like Nintendo to bring back Star Fox Light Wars? Yeah, if it's done properly. The Wii U version wasn't great, was it? I haven't played the Switch one yet. In fact, and that's a really cheap game to get hold of, Star Fox. Yeah, it'd be cool. There's other games I'd rather Nintendo bring back before they bought Star Fox. More Metroid, F-Zero, Pilot Wings. Big fan of Pilot Wings. I love Pilot Wings, especially on the 3DS. Probably my favourite Pilot Wings actually was the 3DS version. Such a chilled game, such a cool game. I loved it. Earthbound. I need to bring Earthbound back. And what else? There's a few others. So many cool IPs on the Nintendo, really. But yeah, they're the ones I'd like them to see do. Defender Before Christmas, you bet. Rasputin. Oh, the hole will be opening soon. Well, Ben, I hope your arcade. I wish you all the best for your arcade, mate, and I'll be up there. I'll do a game room tour for you, Ben, at Arcade Hole. Just let me know when you're open, and I'll be straight up there, buddy. And in fact, game room tours, guys, got a couple lined up. Just need this lockdown to be released, and I'll be out there filming. But yeah, I've got plenty more game room tours coming up. Flashback TNT. Alex, what would you regard in the best performance score on an arcade machine? What would you, sorry, I'm reading this. Alex, what would you regard as your best performance or score on an arcade machine? What, any game? My best performance. What game am I best at? Robotron's pretty cool. I'd like to get 1 million on Robotron. I'm not far off that. Defender, 171,000. If I can get 250,000 on Defender, I'll be really happy. That'd be an awesome score for me. Don't know. I'm not brilliant at most games. I think I'm an average gamer, above average at games. I'm being kind of like honest here. I definitely don't think I'm shit at games. I would say I'm above average gamer. I'd say there's plenty of people better than me, but I can beat most people, I reckon. Yeah, I'm not bad. Try and beat my score at Jackal, 180,000. Try and beat my score at Zookeeper, 500,000. You know, they're good scores, dude. Astro Blaster, 41,000. That's a good score. It's a good score. Right, a couple of you guys are dropping out. Jonathan Clayton's in the house. How you doing, Jonathan? I've got a flexi Nintendo arm wrestling marquee. I'll have to send it to you. Got me your marquee. That'd be awesome, John. I'd love a wrestling arm marquee. I don't know if you watched earlier, but I was going through all my marquees tonight because I got all these electrical MIDI marquees sent to me. You'll have to go back and watch the stream. I went through the whole lot here. Some of them I'm going to keep for when I get the games for my electrical MIDI. Others will just go as artwork on my arcade when it's finished. But a stack of marquees here, which is really, really cool. And loads here. Got the sheriff. I know you got the sheriff one, John. That's super cool. You got hold of that. How's my arm affected my scores? Suffering myself at the moment. I'm feeling crap about it. Yeah, it's my arm has definitely affected my scores, my game playing. I can't play Robotron with this arm. Well, I can, and I've learnt to play it in a different way. I can't play Hang On anymore. Super Hang On. I've stopped playing Super Hang On because you can turn, you don't think about it when you're playing, but the corner comes up and you take it too hard and it just jolts my arm. And I don't think it's done my arm any good playing Super Hang On, so I've given that up. Defender's perfectly fine playing because it's just buttons like this. But anything where I have to use a joystick with my right arm, then yeah, it's definitely affected my playing. But saying that, you know, I did get over 800,000 Robotron not long ago, last week, using it just like this. Just playing with the joysticks like that. Because normally I yank the cab. People used to know me for yanking the cabs around. In fact, I nearly pulled a Robotron over once, you know. I was like, you know, I just didn't know how to play it properly. I was yanking it about. But now I've just kind of, you know, just gently on the joysticks, getting my way through the game. Actually, it's better playing it that way, to be honest with you, than yanking the thing around. You think you're going to get further, but you don't. But yeah, it has definitely affected my gameplay. I do love the games, mate. I'm down here every day. Every day, even if it's just for like 10 minutes, I fire one game up. So the games I'm on at the moment, Defender every day. I've fallen in love with Windjammers. That is a great game. Single player or two player. Windjammers is awesome. And obviously I've got Jackal running in my jammer here that I play quite a lot. Zookeeper as well. And you know, I did try and set a high score change for Sky Skipper, but I never went back to it. I don't know. I should go back to that really. I'd like to do a video on Sheriff. That would be cool. Maybe an arcade to console on Sheriff. Because there's a cool version on the Vectrex of Sheriff. But a couple of my games are still down. Rescue's not working. Space Invaders is not working. But there's only 3 more games I want for the arcade, and that is Donkey Kong, Defender Upright, and maybe a Vector, you know, Asteroids Deluxe would be cool, or a cocktail of Tempest. And then I feel like I'm done with the arcade. Maybe just swap one game round in the future for something else, and that's about it really. I want to concentrate on the console collection down here going forward, which would be super cool. Where's Davros? How many of you watched Davros tonight? Doctor Who? Are you all Whoies? I didn't know you were all Doctor Who fans. What are you doing watching that rubbish? Do Robotron fans like Smash TV? Yeah, I do. I like Smash TV. On the SNES though, I've got no experience playing it in the arcade, but I do like Smash TV on the SNES. Yeah, great game. Great game. I'm not. If you're talking Eugene Jarvis games, Narc is a bit crap, isn't it? Have you played Narc? Had those superimposed graphics all about drug dealers and stuff like that. You've seen the Davros video. You'll have to go back to the beginning of the stream if you missed it. But I did tell you, that was filmed about 5 years ago. And I just found it. Guys, how long are we going for? I need 2 hours. I'm going to have to cut off soon. Any more questions, guys? I love Pinball FX on the Switch. Cool. I'm not sure about a pinball machine. My mate Dave, Retro Dave, Nintendo's got into pinball massively. I'm always a vid guy at heart, man. I do like pinball, but the thing is, for me, I'd have to sacrifice one of my videos, my arcade machines, and that would be very difficult. I wouldn't know which one to get rid of to make room for a pinball. Peter, any plans to get a fridge for drinks in the future? I think I'm going to have to, Peter, aren't I? Man, I'm drinking tonight. I do like those American arcades. They've got a fucking pool table. They've got a big enough room to have all the arcades right round the edge. Then they've got enough room for a pool table in the middle. They've got a bar, optics bar. They've got a sofa, chill out room. It's like, man, that is just awesome, isn't it? That's just the awesome space. Have guests over, bar. I'm lucky I've got this space here, but I ain't got room for a pool table. And I do like, I'm not a big fan of pool, but I like snooker. I do like snooker. I'd like a snooker table. I don't think I'd even have enough room for a full-size snooker table in there. Last Action Hero pinball is cool. I'd have to get an Iron Maiden pinball. Iron Maiden, quite like Wizard of Oz. That was a pretty cool pinball. Played that. Medieval Madness is a good one. Attack from Mars is a good one. But again, I'd have to get rid of Defender or Robotron or Zookeeper. I couldn't do that. I couldn't make room. Yeah. Snooker tables are fucking massive, mate, I tell you. But they're a cool game. Clay Graphics. Regarding your arcade room stroke shed, what are your plans for the walls, etc.? Are you keeping it rustic? Right, so down here, this area that you can see me in here will be the console area, and it's going to be like a pod. So I'm going to make like an archway into this. The archway will kind of like a futuristic feel, like a metal cladded. And you'll walk into this area, which will be like a pod area. There'll be seating here, plans to have a cocktail here. A lot of the wall space will be for console games and a bit of artwork. Vectrex is set up here. And then, you know, back beyond me, you can't see me, but you've seen walkthroughs of my videos. You know the space I've got. The arcades will be in that part. And I don't really have a lot of wall space. Once the machines are in here, I've got about that much space above the arcade machine before I hit the ceiling. So there's not a lot of room for artwork. Because I was going to decoupage it. So loads of artwork, take prints off the internet of Spectrum games, SNES games, posters, just cover the whole fucking room full of posters and really cool artwork. So there's no space for any paint, right? So I was literally just going to plasterboard it and cover it with fucking posters. And then I was going to paint, my plans was to paint the ceiling black, jet black, have some black lights in there, and then the floor will be black. And then I've got a black light, so I'm going to paint some sort of piece of art on the floor that will glow in the dark as soon as you walk in here. Because I've looked at putting carpets down in here, so I'd love to have like a Robotron style art carpet like my mate's got. Or you see these really cool kind of space themed carpets, but they don't sell them in the UK. You have to buy them from America. That cost me a fortune. So I was thinking of screening the floor, latexing the floor, painting it black, and then doing my own artwork in a luminous paint. So as soon as you turn the black light on, because you can buy black light LEDs, put in the ceiling, it will light the floor up and it'll glow, okay? And maybe have 1 or 2 neon strips, just straight neon lights above the arcades, and that's it. There's not a lot of room else for stuff once the machines are in here. I mean, I haven't got that much artwork in this part. I'll have a few bits. The Nintendo arcade up there, see that? That is on a piece of vinyl that my friend made up for me. That I'm going to have branded, because this is all going to be wood walls, wood ceiling. So you walk in from the arcade into here, it'll be kind of real rustic wood, and that is going to be branded into the wall, the Nintendo arcade. And I know how to do that without actually using branding. You can use like a paint and then go over it with a flamethrower, a torch, and it burns into the wood, so it looks like it's been branded in. So I've looked how to do that. So the Nintendo arcade logo will be branded into the actual wood, so it'll give a nice wood effect in here, which would be cool. I'm going to have behind me a big flat screen here. Underneath will be 2 levels, shelf here with the Vectrexes on, and another shelf so you can have your controllers right out next to it. That side where the Vectrexes are, you can see that there will be probably four monitors. I'll probably have Sony Trinitons 14 inch because they're my favourite. I know everyone likes PVMs, but for the money, 50 quid for a Sony Triniton, I mean, the picture on that, honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between that and a PVM. I know people bang on about them, but I think they're butt ugly, and they're deep. These are small, they're cheap, and Sony Trinitons make the best. They've got the best tubes, brilliant pictures. That and the Triniton 21 inch are my favourites. I do like the Bang Olufsens, they are cool, but I think the picture is just that little bit better on the Triniton. The sound's better on the B&O, but the picture I think are better on the Sony Trinitons, so I'm keeping with them. I'm happy with them. You know, I haven't got hawk eyes. You know, I can't see every fucking detail right up close. You know, PVM, I know they're great, but you know, I ain't got hawk eyes. My eyes are not great. That does me. So I'm gonna have 4 of them lined up, and I'll have consoles hooked up to them: BBC Micro, Spectrum, SNES, Mega Drive, PC Engine, all the favourite 16 bits. The Famicom disk system. I'll have the Virtual Boy set up. All that set up here, ready to go. I ain't got to keep getting it out of the box. It's ready to go. They all have covers, and I'll be well chuffed. But by doing all of that, I've only got room for 10 cabinets, and I could fit more in here. I could fit 20 cabs in here if I wanted to. But I think I've been in the hobby long enough now and realised that I've changed my mind around so much with games. I know which ones I want. I know which games are going to give me longevity in terms of replay value when it comes to score chasing, Defender, Robotron. You know, Sega Hang-On's a great game. And I've got my games that are a little bit nostalgic for me, like Space Invaders, and I've got the oddities, Sky Skipper Sheriff, and if I have 2 jammer cabs in here, that gives me a bit of variety when it comes to playing different games. So that's, in answer to your question, that's it. Blacklight sounds cool. Hawk, replaceable Hawk. Cheers for the marquees, absolutely loved them. Looking forward to seeing the new layout. Thank you. You should get an Amiga though. King of 16 bits for me. Yeah, I know, mate. The Amiga, I've got nothing against it at all, and I love watching Silly Steve's videos. He's a massive Amiga fan. I think it's really cool, and I love the box art for the Amiga games. Don't really know much about the games itself. What I'll probably do with that, with the Amiga, is get some sort of EverDrive set up so I can check some of the Amiga games out. But definitely, mate, definitely consider it. Hey, Blue Tonic. So I'm reading the comments, guys. I'm a bit quiet. I'm just reading the comments here. Nice to see you, Alex. Hope the arm is in good nick. It's not quite, Alex, but it's getting there. You know, I need the nod from the hospital. They've got X-ray in 2 weeks' time. See if the bone. I'm waiting for the bone to fuse. So the pin, they put the pin in. The bone's tight together, but it needs to be fused together before I can start lifting and doing any exercises. So it's wasting away. Wasting away. Josh. Ah, yeah. When, Alex, are you back on the tubes? We want to know that, mate. We do miss you, Alex. Anyway, guys, if there's no more questions, I'm probably going to finish up. It's quite late now. What time is it? I don't know what time it is. Take 2 more questions. If there's any more questions. How many people have got in the house? 59 people in the house, man. Daniel. Yeah, I know. There's nothing, mate. I think what you can do in the UK, if you're looking for flooring for an arcade or games room, and you can't get the carpet, because in the UK do these horrible bells and fruit type carpets that they have in kind of casinos. I don't really want that. I'm not looking for that. I'd rather do my own thing. What you can do is get vinyl, you know, like lino. And there are companies that you can design your own kind of artwork on the lino, which is pretty cool. I haven't looked into it yet, but someone did tell me there are companies in the UK that do make lino to your own spec. And I have thought about that, because also, I mean, I was thinking about putting wood on this floor, but what I need to do is move the cabs out, and the cabs need to be on a smooth surface. So really I need lino or something really smooth for the cabs to be moved in and out. So that's what I was thinking. But then I thought, do your own shit. I mean, because there's not a lot of floor space here anyway. Just paint the whole floor black and then painting your own design on the floor using the luminous paints and black lights would be super cool, wouldn't it? I've even thought, actually, you see this, where is it? I don't know if you can see, I can't get to it. Behind here, I've got this, can you see this? Flashing different colours. It's LED strip lighting. I thought about incorporating that in the floor as well. So when you walk in here, there's lines lines in the floor that are lighting up. If I was going to use wood, so I was going to put scaffold boards on the floor and put them in between the floorboards, that would be cool. I'm going to do something really cool, but I haven't decided what yet. Eric C, do you like arcade games based on fantasy genre, Dungeons and Dragons, Knights of the Round, Golden Axe, etc.? Yeah, I do. Dungeons and Dragons obviously been my favourite, Eric. You know, but the fantasy games I like now, if you took an old school, it's Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of thing. But now I like, what do I like? I mean, I was addicted to World of Warcraft about 10 years ago. That game was like crack, man. I was just non-stop playing that. It was such a cool game, but I couldn't go into it now. Yeah, I do find it hard though. They're so big, those sort of games now. It's hard to get into them. But I know I will get into Blood Bowl when it comes out for the Switch. I can't wait for that. Yeah, Daniel, you could use a luminous paint on concrete and then clear epoxy. Yeah, I was thinking exactly that, mate. I've seen videos on it. I've been watching lots of videos on it. The clear epoxy is literally to protect it, isn't it, really? Could I consider doing another podcast? Invader Boy 71. No, because YouTube is my thing now. I like YouTube. I've got my community here, and it takes up a lot of time sometimes editing a video. Like this week, getting that video up of Jackal took me 3 days, believe it or not. I had issues. I had problems trying to capture the game footage because of the refresh rate wouldn't pick up on my camera. It was so bad. So I downloaded an app, recorded the game footage on that app, then downloaded that to iMovie, and it didn't like it. So if you watch that video, I do apologise, it is glitchy, and that's because iMovie just didn't like that fucking app I was using. So I've got other plans now. But it all takes time. It takes so long. I know it's only half an hour what you see, but sometimes it can take me hours to edit a video and get it up. It does take a long time. So doing a podcast as well, I don't know. I don't mind coming on as a guest, and I have done that. Someone's asked me recently to do an NES one. Yeah, I don't mind being a guest because they do all the work, but yeah, no, I don't think I could do that. YouTube's my thing. Hey Matt, how you doing? MNX. Dankster. You could get glow-in-the-dark floor strips like they have in cinemas and theatres, yeah? Considered that, mate. I have considered that. But not many people forget about black lights, don't they? It's a real 70s and 80s thing, black lights, but it's all coming back. I've seen a lot of American arcades using the black lights. Just Google or go on YouTube and check out black light arcades. Honestly, guys, some really cool stuff out there that people have done. And the artwork's not amazing, but the effect looks cool. You know, you can do, people just do graffiti in that paint, loads of it, and it looks cool because it just glows. You know, you don't have to be a great artist to do cool black light kind of effects. In fact, you know, with a lot of arcade artwork, it's all kind of stenciled anyway. You know, Space Invaders, and you can do Robotron logos and Donkey Kong. All that stuff in black light would look cool on the floor, wouldn't it? You wouldn't see it in the daytime, but under the black light, it all light up when the games are on. It would look really cool. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then just coat the whole floor with epoxy resin, protect it all. I think that's the way to go. Anyway, guys, listen, it's getting late. I am going to head off now. There's no more questions. Been going for quite a while. Well, I've run out of booze again. I've run out of booze again. I thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a great stream tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really have. Yeah. Well, the great thing about UV light, actually, you know, you only have to put like white posters up on the wall and they glow, don't they? People's teeth will glow, which is quite cool. Yeah. So I'm going to finish it here, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Some great questions, some great chat in the chat room tonight. I really enjoyed it. And you know, this is, you guys make this channel. You really do. You know, I enjoy the interaction. I really do, especially now in these times when you don't get to see anyone. It's super cool you coming on here and chatting with me. I totally appreciate it. Anyway, go and watch some more Doctor Who. Thanks all for coming on. You're a great bunch of guys. You really are. Love you all fantastic. You stay safe, guys. All right, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully get a video out next week, all right? You take care. Cheers, everyone.